what time of the year is? It's tax time. Yes, it is that time of the year. What does that mean in the car business? Everybody's ready to get their car. Everybody is ready to put that extra down payment down because it's tax time. Normally, customers walk in, they have $500 to $1,000 down, and they want to get into a car. But when it's tax time, people walk in with $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 down, and they're ready to get into their dream car, or they're ready to get in the car that they want. I'm going to say it again. People come in at tax time and they want to get into the car they want because they have that extra money. I just want to let you know, if you're going to look to buy a new car or a pre-owned car and you have Boost Credit. Now, what does Boost Credit mean? Boost Credit means that you have less than perfect credit. Or in some cases, some people say bad credit, but I don't like to use that word. But if you have under 700 credit score or under 680, you need to be thinking about bringing these items into the dealership, even if you do not need these items. You know, especially if you're in the 400 credit score range, the 500 credit score range, the 550, or anything under 600. You know you don't need to walk into a dealership without these items that I'm going to mention. But if you're under a 700, you always want to be prepared. You always want to have these items in the bag. You want to have your last year, end of the year pay stub. You want to have your year, end of the year pay stub. And why do you want to have that? Because the lender wants to make sure that you were on your job all year. If you say to the salesperson, hey, I've been on my job for a year and a half, that year-end pay stub is going to have everything that you made for the year. So if you were off for 2 months, 3 months, or you were off for 2 weeks, or you just took a vacation for a couple weeks, or whatever the situation is, the lender is going to be able to tell by looking at your pay stub. So have that year, end of the year pay stub. You also, at this time of the year, you want to have that W-2. And why do you want to have that W-2? Because the lender, again, is going to want to see what you made last year. So they may even ask for not even but your W-2. Yeah, let me see that end of the year pay stub. So have that ready. You also want to make sure that you bring in a current pay stub because they want to make sure that you're still on that job. I've had too many individuals, too many customers come in over the years and they say, you know what, I have my W-2 or I got my last paycheck stub of the year, and they quit their job at the end of the year. So they don't have a current pay stub. So bring in that current pay stub. And also, because it's tax time, I want to say any time of the year you're looking for a vehicle, you want to be honest. But you just want to make sure that you let your salesperson know or let the finance manager know if you had time off or you had a situation, maybe you were part-time last year and now you're full-time. You want to be honest. You also want to make sure that you bring in proof of residence. We call it POR, proof of residence. That puts you at your address that you live at. Now, just think about this. If the lender has to repo your car, I'm going to say it again. If the lender has to repo your car, they want to know what address you live at or where you reside. Because they're not going to call and tell you, oh yeah, Mr. Customer, I'm here to pick up your car. You know what they're going to do in the middle of the night? They're just going to pick your car up. That's what they're going to do. Just pick it up because you haven't made your payments. But anyway, have that proof of residence. A current bank statement, a current light bill, a current gas bill, a current cell phone bill, a current water bill. Some lenders do not want junk mail. Let me just say it clearly again. They don't want junk mail. Now, what is junk mail? Well, you went to the doctor's office and they're sending you a bill through the mail. That's junk mail. Or you went shopping at Myers and you're in the system at Myers or Kroger or any grocery store and they're sending you junk mail. They're sending you coupons through the mail. That's junk mail. That does not put you at your address. Or you went shopping at Macy's. They're sending you coupons through the mail. But if you have a Macy's credit card or Discover credit card or a Visa, that's proof of residence. But if you have junk mail from Macy's, you know, just them advertising a book through the mail, anybody can get a book through the mail from Macy's and just sign up for their list to get things through the mail. So book or junk mail, lenders do not accept it. So I want to be very clear at this time of the year. And the reason why I want to be very clear at this time of the year, because lenders look for fraud during this time. They look for fraud. They look for the fake pay stubs. It's that time of the year, so they're looking, they're crossing their I's, crossing their T's. And the reason they're doing this is because they know it's tax time. They know at this time of the year, customers are going to have that extra money that they don't usually have. The reason you want to be very careful this time is because you have to realize this. Let me give you an example. You come to the dealership and you look to buy a car from me. You said, you know what? I've been on my job for 1 year, but I quit 2 weeks ago. And you give me a fake pay stub. We take your application, your credit application, we submit you to the bank, and the bank comes back and they say, you know what? We need proof of income. We call it POI. Proof of income. We submit that to the bank. Up front, they look at it and they put notes in the system for our pay stubs. Deal turned down. Red mark on the computer, turned down with notes in it. Now this turn down follows you to other dealerships. Now you're probably saying, you know what? I got turned down, Regina, the Queen of Car Loan. I'm gonna go over across town to C&D Motors or D&E Motors or Woodard Motors, but I'm going across town, I'm going to another dealership. And you go in there, you put the application in. You give the salesperson the same thing that you already gave me, and you give them that fake pay stub. They submit it to the bank. You're not realizing that some of the dealerships go through the same banks in the system. Once you're marked a fraud, you have provided fake pay stubs, then it's gonna follow you. And the dealership is not gonna tell you what bank they sent it to, especially if you provided fake pay stubs. So know that when you provide fraud at one dealership, it's gonna follow you to the next dealership. I had an example because a customer did that to me. They went somewhere else, they came to see me, and they provided fake pay stubs to the last dealership they went to. And it was a red flag in the system, and she couldn't get a car. This time, it's tax time, so I just want to say, provide those documents, have those documents in hand, or have them in your purse, or have them in your bag, or your backpack, or your wallet, wherever. Just have those items that I listed in the beginning of this video, because this will help you when you're looking for a car, especially during tax time. And if you're passing through my channel, hit the subscribe button so that every time I put a video on YouTube, you will get the alert. All right, see you on the next video.